Hello and welcome to another Scratch challenge video. Now in the past videos, I dared myself to make a Scratch FNAF Fangame without using any variables or without using any broadcasts, which made things, let's just say, a little not really good for me. In this video, I'll be randomly selecting a challenge on a wheel spinner, so this time I can't prepare for the challenge at all. Will I be able to follow through with the challenge and make a game, or will I have to throw in the towel? Let's see. So right here I've got a spinner with 8 different options, all of them being different random challenges which could either be easier or harder than any of my previous ones. Now without further ado, let's spin the spinner. What will it be? What will it be? Are you kidding me? 1 costume per sprite. Okay, well this challenge isn't that bad, but I'm gonna have to make so many sprites. Well, I suppose I shouldn't be waiting any longer. Let's get into this. Alrighty here. Alright, now my current plan is just to make a bunch of different sprites, and it's pretty obvious what I had to do. I just make 1 costume per each of them, blah blah blah, and then I code in those costumes. This challenge won't be necessarily hard, it's just the fact that it's going to be so annoying to have to make 1 costume per sprite over and over and over and over and over again, which could easily cause some complications. There's probably going to be little to no animation in this game. You know, any kind of animation like this where it's like walking or whatever. It's going to all have to be just using the glide effect. Problem is, I can't even use that for the backdrops. I can't do anything. The problem is, I can't use any animation pretty much, which is going to make things so annoying. The game is probably going to end up being pretty clunky, but you know what? I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the challenge. Oh, and just a reminder on the rules of this challenge. Basically, for every challenge I do, there's a certain criteria I have to meet for me to actually be able to say that I did the challenge. Essentially, there has to be 3 nights and 3 characters. However, I've been slowly ramping up the characters more and more, so last video it was 4 characters, and this time it's gonna be 5 unique characters. Oh boy, I am not ready to do this. Anyway, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, begin. Hey there, Future Ender here. Now, right off the bat, you might be wondering, Ender, why are you here? I thought this was just gonna be another time lapse. Basically, I want to start doing this thing where in between time lapses, to either further explain what I'm doing or comment on what I'm doing, I'll just kind of talk over the time lapse. I won't do it throughout the whole time lapse parts, but probably through some of them, or, you know, most of the time lapses. Tell me in the comments if you like me doing this, or if you don't. Now, all of these bits are luckily scripted, so you won't have to hear me go like, anyway, alright, anyway, okay, fine, I'll stop. Alright, I finished the models. I know they all look insane, but I kind of ran out of ideas for what to do. So, I just like thought of like a spider, and then the weirdest thing I could think of, and then just came up with this. A bunch of weirdly shaped spiders that aren't really spiders, but like have the spider legs. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, these are the 5 characters. I can't have the models like that. I can't have them in separate costumes. I had to have them all in... So the first row was literally just gonna be models. I'm already not looking forward to this. If I have to put the models all in separate sprites, the entire first row is just gonna be dedicated to just models, which is definitely not really that good. I gotta say though, it feels really nice knowing I can use broadcast and variables. And there we go, that is the menu completed. Now, obviously there's a few different things here. Actually quite a lot of different things. First of all, here's the name. It's kind of, I don't know, I just thought of it in like 2 seconds. 5 Nights with Weirdly Shaped Spiders. I'm being honest, they're spiders that are weirdly shaped. Uh, this doesn't have the whole like twitching thing with different costumes. Instead, I just used a bunch of different effects and made it move around to kind of illusion that it is. But it really isn't doing much besides just disappearing or changing the brightness for a second or two. And I'm gonna be making the menus like this, I think, from now on. This is a lot more efficient. So if I click this, it's gonna be night 1. Click this, night 2. Click this, night 3. It's easy, it's efficient, it gets to the point, and I don't have to implement a code system. I don't do this in any of my, like more, I guess, professional games. Is because I'm not like, it's not like I'm trying to make the games in like 2 hours. Yeah, I'm making these games in like a few hours. So I'd rather just take the easy option to get the challenge done instead of polishing every single little bit, because in reality this game isn't really meant to be that good. uh I don't know if you could tell. I'm just not really putting that much effort into them. I don't know if you could tell, but hey, let's get into the actual nights. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I kinda got a bit lazy with the office and cameras, if you couldn't tell already somehow. Although, can you really blame me? These challenges are pretty exhausting to do, and I do challenge myself to do these as quickly as possible, even if I don't actually say it out loud. So, of course, I'm gonna cut past a few things. Continue watching now, I guess. It's already been like, what, 7 minutes? You might as well. Alright, so basically, yeah, I've got the whole office done. Oh, sorry, it's not an office, it's a spider den, apparently. So all of these little holes are gonna be the entrances, because, the spiders crawl through them, blah blah blah. I mean, it was actually just me being too lazy to put in actual doors, but shush. Alright, so here we've reached probably one of the hardest parts of this challenge, which is gonna be making all the cameras separate, which I know there's a lot of people that already do that. It's just I'm more used to having all of the cameras be in one sprite. So this is definitely a new experience for me. Alright, well, I've got quite an issue here. Essentially, what's supposed to be happening is, if one of the cameras equals the camera that it's supposed to be, basically, if the camera value is equal to the value that the camera actually is, it should be showing. But it's not. What? Wait. What? I didn't even do anything and it just fixed. Huh. Alright, well. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I gotta say, these are probably like the lowest quality, the lowest quality cameras they've ever made. Probably. I mean, this entire game is pretty low quality. And then it's broken now. So, is it just on and off? So, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh yeah, and you can still do that glitch. I don't really care to fix that. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Well, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, considering the fact that it's only happened to me 2 times or 3 times at this point, and it's been working successfully for like 20 times. So whatever, I'm just going to get back into working on this. And here we go. I'm finally at the point where I'm gonna be able to make the actual AI at pretty much the 1 hour mark. Again, I was hoping I would get to this point sooner, but I mean, I guess at the 1 hour mark isn't really that bad considering the fact that I had to account for the actual challenges. But if this was just making a regular FNAF fan game, that would be kinda sad. Especially since I'm pretty good at making FNAF fan games quickly, you gotta admit. I'm pretty good. Yeah, for the AI, I'm gonna try and spice things up a little bit, and by spice things up, I mean basically keep it pretty boring. So, this character, what he's gonna do is, he's gonna be on cam 1, right? And then, essentially, when he disappears, you have to look for him around the spider den, and then if he's at one of the holes, all you gotta do is just click on him. It's pretty simple stuff. You click on him, depending on which hole he's in, and then if you don't do it right away, then you die. It's just standard FNAF. What I gotta say about it, huh? Bada boom! We finally hit the 1 hour mark. Here we are. And there we go, we've got the very first AI done. It was very simple. And now I'm here to explain the next AI. Essentially, what I want to do for the second AI is I want to have the blue character do stuff. Basically, what he does is, when you go scrolling through the cameras looking for stuff, I guess, basically, what's gonna happen is he'll be on one of those cameras, and you have to flip away from the camera as quickly as possible, or you get jump scared. It's basically like a simple Phantom Balloon Boy mechanic, except you can actually die this time. So you're flipping through the cameras, oh boom, jump scare, but yada yada yada. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, actually, slight change of mechanics. Instead of having him appear when you switch to the cameras, he's just gonna appear randomly when you're on the cameras. You have to turn off the cameras as soon as possible, and then turn it back on or whatever. Switching the cameras won't do anything. So, yeah, just saying. Mechanic 2 complete. So he'll randomly appear on the cameras. If I do this enough times, he will. So yeah, he'll randomly appear, and then what he'll do is, if he's there, then yeah, I have to flip off the camera or I die within 1.5 seconds, right? Then I have to flip it off. If he's not there, bada bing. Oh, and he appears, and yeah, he appears a lot, so you're gonna have to be very careful about this. Yeah, that's the third AI done. Yeah, that's the third AI done. Honestly, I was really not expecting to be able to do these AIs this quickly. But I mean, I guess it does make sense that since the AIs are incredibly simple compared to any of my previous games, and also the fact that this challenge is honestly decently easy. It's just the fact that I can't use multiple costumes per sprite, which definitely has its challenge, definitely has its limitations, but it's nowhere on the same level as, say, not being able to use variables. I mean, look how many variables I use in all of this. You know, removing that would severely damage this game. And then it's the same thing with broadcast, and I actually use broadcast even more. Now what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, the fourth AI. What am I gonna do for the fourth AI? For this purple guy, he'll kind of like, because spiders, you know, they make webs and stuff. So basically, what the spider is gonna be doing is, eventually in your office, you'll kind of see him like spinning a web and just coming down. And once he gets far down enough, he'll jump scare you. I'm gonna have you spam the space key to make him go up a bit. I know, it's not exactly the best, but you know, I have a limited amount of time to work this in, you know? I gotta get things done. This AI was probably the best out of the bunch, and I really gotta say, it was a pretty cool idea that I wish I really could have utilized more. I actually might use this mechanic in a future game, or at least I'll make something similar to it, because it's a pretty cool idea. Just wanted to say that. And here it is, the fourth AI complete. Now, if I just, you know, start the AI here. So basically, this is what happens. It's like a little spider coming down, making a web, and then once it reaches a certain Y level, it disappears. So the idea is, you have to like kind of keep pulling it up using the space key, and if you don't, then you basically just get jump scared. Again, simple FNAF. Yeah, essentially you just get jump scared. Nothing special. This fifth AI is going to be a little confusing because I have no idea what I want to do for it. I just realized something. I forgot to stop recording the video. Holy crap. Well, I actually didn't really add that much. Essentially, we left off with the yellow guy. You can't avoid them, but basically what he does is, he'll just appear on your screen. He'll kind of just block the thing and move around. So, it's harder to click things and look at things. Unavoidable, but overall, it's a fairly easy AI to do. I added a time system. I also added a thing for when the game ends. Yeah, you guys really didn't miss out on too much, I gotta say. As always, the game will be in the description on my second account, so make sure to go check that out if you care. If you like the video, then feel free to like the video. If you dislike it, then feel free to dislike it. Hey, this was Ender with yet another FNAF Fangame challenge. See ya.